who are competent for spiritual life. Not everybody is capable of spiritual life, but who are ready to jump into spiritual life, to embrace spiritual life. It is said. And it is the first step. How does an ordinary non-spiritual person turns into a spiritual person? The background of this verse is that Uddhava, one of the very dear friends and counselor of Lord Krishna, he was taught the process of yoga and bhakti by Krishna. And these teachings is taken from Uddhava Gita. There are various Gitas, you know. The main Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is the teachings of Sri Krishna to Arjuna. But there are number of minor Gitas. One of this kind of Gita is called Uddhava Gita. Uddhava is one of the friends, just like Arjuna. Sri Krishna taught Uddhava. That portion is called Uddhava Gita. This particular verse is taken from Uddhava Gita. It is the part of Bhagavatam. As the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the part of Mahabharata, so this is the part of Bhagavatam. From this verse, it says, in somehow or rather, by chance or by good fortune, Jadrichaya. Jadrichaya, the first word. Jadrichaya means by good fortune or somehow or rather by chance, if a person, yah pumana, any person develops faith in it, jato shraddhantu. Shraddha means faith. So by chance, if a person develops faith in, just 1 second please, I am sorry. Just 1 second. I am very sorry. Okay. I just turned it on because if somebody cannot join, so that's why. However, it says that by chance, if a person develops faith indeed, in the words of my glory, Sri Krishna is saying this, by chance, there is no any schedule, nothing else. If somebody is passing by or somehow or other, you got some interest to join this seminar, by chance, if somebody is hearing my glory or chanting mat kathadau, if my chanting, my glory is somebody just over here or just heard and immediately developed shraddha, faith, it happens. The second part of verses it says, what kind of these people who heard it, within whom this kind of shraddha develops. Not everybody, but some specific persons. That has been described in the second part of the verse. What kind of person he is? No nirvinna, na ati ashakta. No nirvinna. What does it mean? Not distinguished or not inclined to spirituality. He is not inclined to spirituality. He is not a spiritual person. And na ati ashakta, and not very much attached to the worldly thing. So that kind of person who is not very much attached to the worldly thing, and again, not a spiritual person, if such person suddenly listen to the glory of God and develops Shraddha, faith, this kind of person is perfect for spirituality. They should jump into spirituality. So this is the verse, and I am fairly sure that the participant who are participating this retreat is very much like the person described in this verse. We are not too much attached. We want spirituality, but we do not claim that we are spiritual. So this kind of person, and you like spiritual retreat, and you like to sing the glory of Lord or to search for the absolute truth. So this kind of people is fit for spirituality. And I am sure you are all this kind of persons. Now, starting from this point, we will have, after the retreat, a deeper understanding about the science of spirituality. What we shall attain after this retreat, you will have a deeper understanding about the science of spirituality and spiritual life. You will have some practical idea about spiritual quest, its practice, and its goal. You will have matured spiritual outlook to face the challenges of the world in a smarter way. Yes, definitely, spiritual life gives us liberation, but at the same time, spirituality teaches us how to face the problems of this world in a smarter way. So after this retreat, we will have these 3 points. Let us start this retreat by remembering a great incident from the life of Lord Buddha. When Buddha sat and absorbed under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya for 7 days and 7 nights and attained the highest illumination, immediate when he arose, he uttered the first word. What was that word? He uttered, Apapritam Tesham Amritasya Dwaram He Satrivanta Pramunchantu Shraddham. This is a very famous verse because immediate after the illumination, when Buddha arose, he uttered, it came spontaneously from within. And this is the verse. Apapritam tesham amritasya daram. What does it mean? Open are the gates of immortality. Ye, who have ears to hear, release your faith. I want to emphasize the word faith. In the previous verse also, Sri Krishna said, suddenly by chance, if a person somehow or other listen to my glory and develops faith, Shraddha. In Sanskrit, the faith is called Shraddha. So immediate develops faith. It is not blind faith. I shall describe it. From faith to illumination, that is the field of a person's spiritual quest. So Buddha also said, faith, pramunchantu shraddham, release your faith. What does it mean? Release your faith. Man's spiritual quest is from this faith to illumination. Spiritual life starts from faith. The first great change that turns a worldly life to spiritual life is faith. Mere belief in the existence of God is not enough to make a person spiritual. I believe the existence of God. It is not enough for a person to be spiritual. It is faith that makes the difference between an ordinary worldly person and a spiritual person. Spiritual life begins when belief gets organized into dynamic faith. I want to discriminate. I want to differentiate faith from belief. Belief is the first thing. Vatsyayana, in his commentary of Nyaya Sutra, explains two types of knowledge. One is called Artha Parichiti. So belief to faith, and faith is unobstructed will. I shall come to that point. So Vatsyayana in Nyaya Sutra, he gave two types of knowledge. One is Artha Parichiti, the knowledge about the object, and Phala Parichiti in Sanskrit, attainment of some purpose of life. So you have two knowledge. If I just present you the spirituality, then you will have two knowledge. One, what is spirituality? And the second is, what do you attain through the spiritual life? So there is two kind of knowledge you will have in everything, in the worldly things also. If I present you a particular thing, a pain, so first you will have the knowledge of that pain, and then you will have the knowledge of the purpose and effectiveness of that pain. So there are two types of knowledge. Belief is the first kind of knowledge. Belief reveals us the spirituality. Yes, we want spiritual life. That is belief. But faith is, you have progressed in spiritual life and you attain something. This attainment is called faith. Belief is a kind of passive, static, broken, limited aspect. But faith is active, total, and dynamic aspect of our deeper function, because it inspires, it motivates, and makes our will free to direct our soul towards the ultimate goal. Both belief and faith are the outcome of unconscious function. It is a psychological unconscious function. It is not blind faith kind of thing. I believe that, I have faith on that. It is not any kind of emotion. Although it comes from within, it is a psychological function, but faith is more dynamic in nature, and faith is a kind of release, the will. So, from the Western point of view, we have ideas about the will. There are so many wills: free will, Lord's will, so many wills. But in Indian philosophy, will is very specific. In ordinary life, will is obstructed and blocked by ignorance and instinct, and is directed towards various worldly desire. The intensity, mainly the function of will is intensity, emotional intensity. I want a particular thing, I want Rasagulla. That kind of motivation, intensity, spirit from within is because of will. That is the idea of will in Indian philosophy. The intensity, the motivation, and the spirit of that motivation, it gives us will. But we do not have that will, that tremendous adamantine will. We do not have that. Why? Because it is obstructed, blocked by ignorance and instinct. When the will is freed from the hold I and mine and is directed to the ultimate goal, it becomes Shraddha or faith. That is why Buddha exhorted, Pramunchantu Shraddham, release your faith. Thus, true faith means goal orientation. In Bhagavad Gita also, if you find, you see in many verses, Lord Krishna says that one-pointed, focused mind. So that is faith or Shraddha. Faith is so important that many of the Indian scriptures we find the reference of faith or Shraddha. We shall come to this point. In Patanjali, we find faith or Shraddha is defined at Shraddha Chetosa Samprasada, mind's clear view or goal. Vyasa described it in this way, that Shraddha or faith is mind's clear view or goal. Vachaspati explained this Samprasada means joyful longing for the ultimate goal. And Vyasa described how is Shraddha. Shraddha is sa jananiva kalyani yoginang patihi, like a fond of mother, the source of all blessings. It protects yogi. You know, in most of the time, we just diverted from our life. As for example, we have an examination within few days, but I was so tempted that I diverted and I stopped my study and I was watching the football because there was a Super Bowl is going on, and I was so tempted. I was watching Super Bowl, but my examination is there. So see, when this kind of diversion comes, and if we have faith, Shraddha, then like a mother, this faith and Shraddha just takes us out from our temptations, from our diversities, and bring us to the right direction, just like mother. So it is faith. Bhagavad Gita also explains it in chapter 17, verse number 3. Shraddha mayoam purusha yachhatsa evaha. A person's nature is made up of one's faith, and one's faith is so is one. So, what is our personality? What is our outcome and output? That is because of our faith, our Shraddha. And will is functioning. Will gives this momentum. Will gives us this motivation for one-pointedness, this force from within. In Western psychology also, Paul Tillich, he defines Shraddha also. So a person's conduct and character depend upon the temper and direction of person's will. Hence, faith determines our whole attitude. So spiritual attitude, developing spiritual attitude, attitude is determined by faith. When we are diverted from our aims, like a mother, Shraddha brings it. In any of these spiritual paths, whether it is Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, or Karma Yoga, even in our day-to-day life, this faith is must. We must need this faith for any kind of success in every walks of life, whether it is spiritual or worldly. And in Kathopanishad, we find in the very beginning of the Kathopanishad, it is said that Shraddha or faith enters into Nachiketa. Nachiketa was a small boy, everyone knows the story of Shraddha, it's the story of Kathopanishad. And this Shraddha enters into Nachiketa. And then he asked all these questions. He got that tremendous courage. Everything is Shraddha. Now the question is, let us see this will. I will explain a little bit about the will. Very simply, will is this: you are meditating. You are concentrating on something. Here in this picture, you see the subject I is meditating on some object. And when we try to meditate, we are trying to hold an object or a thought or the self or something or some abstract. If I meditate on love, so I am trying to concentrate on love. So trying to hold that thought, but we are missing. Again, I am dragging that thought or object. This struggle, tug of war, the force we are applying to hold that object, that mental force is called will. A steady flow of consciousness to hold the object changeless. The last 3 lines of this slide, you can read it. The steady flow of consciousness to hold the object changeless. This self-impulse is called will.
Swamiji, sorry to interrupt. We are
No,
not
not
seeing the
now. Not
slides.
now. Please, not now. Afterwards.
Slides are not shown.
Pardon?
We are not seeing the slides.
Okay. But it is. But it is said that your share is okay. I'm sharing the screen again then. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
So this is the will. So one pointedness, you see this picture. So this person is meditating or concentrating on that particular object. And the object, we know, if we meditate or concentrate on something, that object always slips away, flies away. But we are trying to hold that object by sending our self impulse. That impulse, that's mental force, is called will. And this will, if strong, the more strong is the will, the more faith, more one pointedness we will have. So, faith connected with this will, faith brings out the will from the obstruction. Why wills is not free? Buddha said, Pramuchantu Shraddham. So, just free Shraddha. It is obstructed because of our instinct, because of our ignorance. So this is Shraddha and faith. This is the first step we have to achieve. And then, just 1 second. And then the question is how to attain this Shraddha. That is the main question next. This is the next question. How to attain faith? Because that is the first step in our spirituality also, we must have this kind of faith. And how this faith we shall attain? This is the question. It may come to a person at certain break point. Suddenly, it comes suddenly sometimes. They are fortunate. If we see the life of Nachiketa in Katha Upanishad, it came suddenly. Then we find in the life of Ratnakar, it also came suddenly in Ratnakar's life. And then we find in life of, I hope I am not sharing this. Yes. So it came in the life of Ratnakar. Valmiki became Ratnakar, It suddenly came. These people are fortunate. But some people are there. It is, they have to achieve, they have to attain this thing. They have to struggle for this thing. If Shraddha comes, if faith comes, suddenly it is called conversion, a sudden conversion. Or it may be the result of a slow process for inner growth. Either way, it is spontaneous phenomenon or it is the struggle to achieve it. The first point is we must have this Shraddha, this tremendous one-pointedness, faith to start our spiritual life. we shall come to this point how we can achieve Shraddha. That is the practice part of it. But first, we have to know very definitely that this faith is must in our spiritual life and in our day-to-day worldly life. Because unless we have this determination, this motive power, this one-pointedness, we cannot do anything in our worldly life and in our spiritual life. Now, I shall come next about the way of that in our following sessions. That what is the how we can achieve this Shraddha. But now I shall open the conference room for question. If you have any question to understand about Shraddha, the first session is this. The summary of this first session is this. Everyone, all the spiritual leaders of this world, they suggested that first step is Shraddha. It is so important, that Buddha uttered it immediate after illumination. In Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in all other books we find, in Upanishad we find, and Swami Vivekananda himself emphasized to have faith, Shraddha, and faith is connected with will. You can understand how much important it is that when we meditate and try to hold certain object or certain thought or something to concentrate, the mental impulse we exert, that is will and Shraddha. Because of that, that is the will and faith actually uncovered or release this willpower. So free willpower is called faith or Shraddha. So do you have any question? Anybody has any kind of question? Because this 10 minutes we have, we need question.
Please unmute.
I have a question.
So Gangadhar, I think if anybody write this question to the question chat box, or how you can organize, please check it.
Yeah, if you can raise the hand, or then I can unmute them, or they can unmute themselves too. Go ahead. Someone was asking a question.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I had a question. My name is Madhu, and so I'm still trying to understand meaning of faith, and I wanted to know kind of how important are things like prayers and pujas and rituals in having faith. I mean, can you do those things and still not have faith, or to have faith you definitely need to do those things?
Please try to understand what I have already explained. This is a different concept of faith. Generally, we have the understanding faith means belief. I am not talking about belief. I have differentiated belief and faith. Belief is what you are saying, that yes, God exists. I believe that God exists. This is not sufficient for spiritual life. Spiritual life demands something more. So we have to develop faith. What is faith? Faith is one-pointed determination. That is called faith. We shall come to that point Definitely, the performances of worship or prayer, it has tremendous impact in our life. We shall come to this point. But what we want to achieve with that thing, we shall come to all this point. Because worship, the object, we want something real behind that. What is our purpose? What we want by doing worship or prayer? We want something real. What we are doing, what we are performing, that is only the means. That is not the goal. We want something tangible. We want something which is substantial, which we want to see some impact in our life. This performance is the means. So actually we have to keep our eye on the reality behind these performances. So Shraddha or faith will give us that courage, that insight to find the reality behind all this kind of worship, prayer, and everything. Do you understand what I am saying? I think we shall come next session. Just go ahead with different sessions and then you can understand.
Srinath, go ahead with your question.
Yes, please. Anything? What is that question?
Okay. I'll read it out from here.
Huh.
Does detachment leads to one-pointedness or one-pointedness leads to detachment?
How can we have this detachment? If we have some kind of temptation, we must have some kind of mental strength for this detachment. So first is faith, then detachment. Only when we can develop that mental strength by developing faith, then only we can detach ourselves from any temptations, from anything else. Otherwise, we cannot. So first is faith or this mental one-pointedness, the strength of will, unobstructed will, and faith. Shraddha. Shraddha is first. Then that strength will come and we get ourselves detached. Any question?
Is faith and Shraddha the same or they just related?
Please repeat.
Is faith and Shraddha the same or they just related?
No. Actually, it is a very unhappy translation of Shraddha. Faith is a very unhappy translation of Shraddha. Shraddha is the Sanskrit word, but the scholars, they translated it as faith. But if we term it as faith, then there is some misconception. We have some other concept about faith. We think faith is some different thing or something like that. So it is not. Faith and Shraddha is the same thing actually.
Okay, next question. How can one know he has faith? What are the symptoms? What are the indications of having a faith?
Actually, it's a very good question. In Bhagavad Gita, we find that Sri Krishna deals with this particular aspect in detail, and he gave different signs of this Shraddha. In Kathopanishad also, we find the outcome of Shraddha in Nachiketa's life. So the first thing is one-pointedness, determination, focused mind, courage. All these things are the signs and outcome of Shraddha. Tremendous determination in good things. Your control of mind. If you have one-pointed determination, definitely your mind is controlled at the same time. It is the two sides of the coin. If you have one-pointed focused mind, immediately your mind will be controlled. Courage. So these are the outcome. You can see it, you can feel it. Everybody can see it, not only you. Everybody can see it, everybody can feel it. So these are the signs.
Is faith different from knowledge?
Yes, faith is different from knowledge. Knowledge is vritti. Knowledge is vritti. In some philosophical schools, they think that emotion is also a kind of vritti. Emotion is also a kind of mental things. But faith is a kind of psychological thing. It is not completely intellectual thing. It is not vritti. It is deeper from vritti. It is not knowledge. Emotion is knowledge. Love is knowledge. What do you think? Some philosophical schools say that love is also a knowledge. In Brahman also, so there are three aspects of Brahman, Sat, Chit and Ananda. So Ananda aspect, what do you think? This is the knowledge? No. It is deeper than knowledge. The emotion, love, we cannot categorize it as knowledge. So it is deeper than knowledge. I cannot.
Can praying help us in holding on to our faith?
Sure, definitely. I firmly believe that faith, prayer has a tremendous power to hold faith, to increase faith, and prayer leads us to liberation itself, to meditation. Even prayer leads us to meditation through worship. There are three steps: prayer, worship, and meditation. Prayer leads us to worship, and worship leads us to meditation. But all this prayer and worship, this worship is not ritualistic worship. All these terms have some special explanation. So worship, so this is the way. Definitely prayer can hold and increase our faith.
Next question is, how is prayer defined?
Well, actually, I'm not sure. I think in our website, I have a full lecture on prayer. I request you to visit our website and please try to find uh, my lecture on prayer. Prayer is a dialogue, an intimate, intense conversation with God. Prayer is the devotional path. Those who are following the devotional path, they follow the prayer. So prayer is an intense, intimate conversation with God. Prayer opens our heart to hold the bliss, grace.
One more question. Why is faith important for spiritual practice? Can we have spiritual practice without faith? Please help explain what happens to a spiritual practice without faith. Is that even possible?
No, I don't think without faith spiritual practice is possible. It is very simple. If you don't have any determination, if you don't have faith on yourself, not only spiritual life, I think worldly life is also not possible. So faith is very important thing. That is why I mentioned it. For our spiritual life, we must and must and must have faith. Not only our spiritual life, in our worldly life also. Otherwise, we have to attend this lecture today. We have to attend another retreat another day. We have to attend another retreat another day. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we will see that we have attended thousands of retreats and thousands of lectures, spiritual lectures. But ultimately, our advancement is zero. So that is the effect if we observe our spiritual life, but we don't have faith. So that is the outcome of this situation, this kind of person. So we must have faith because scriptures authenticated that. I think we should conclude for 10 minutes.
Yeah, one last question before that.
Okay.
Is faith only aligned to the path of Bhakti Yoga?
Please repeat that.
Is faith only aligned to the path of Bhakti Yoga?
No, I have already mentioned it. Faith is connected with Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Karma Yoga. Even if you don't have one-pointed devotion to your karma, you cannot do anything else. So for anything else, we must have faith first. So please try to develop faith, Shraddha, one-pointedness. So that is very important thing. Try to hold one thought, what you determine. So tremendous determination. That is faith. One-pointed devotion. That is faith.
Okay, we'll take a break for 10 minutes. And
Yes, we shall return again. We shall return again. So after this first session, we have lots of questions. You have asked many questions. And definitely regarding spiritual life, we have plenty of questions always come in our mind. So, if we go through the scriptures and the how these great personalities, religious and spiritual personalities of this world, they have dealt with all these kind of questions. They had all these kind of questions, in their mind. It is not that they became this spiritual giant in one day or by chance. So all these questions came in their mind and they tried to solve these questions. See the life of Lord Buddha. So many questions came in his mind, and to solve this question, he left his home and hearth. So how these people, they managed all these questions? Because we have to understand what our question is. Let us see how these people organized this kind of questions. Let me share screen again. So this is the map of spiritual life. Oh, I see. Somehow or other, this is not working. I don't know why. Okay, it is somehow or other. Just 1 minute. Let me share this screen in different way. I don't know, this screen is just going block. Okay. See, the point is, one thing is particularly important in this Indian spirituality, and those who are following Indian way of spirituality, they should always remember that one's concept of reality depends upon one's concept of oneself. It is very, very important. This is the thumb rule. Please remember this throughout your life, that our concept of reality depends upon our concept of ourself. Similarly, one's attitude towards God and world depends upon one's attitude towards oneself. My definition of God depends upon my definition on ourself, on myself. My definition of world depends upon my definition of myself. How am I looking the world? How am I looking God? My perception of God depends upon my perception on myself. Please try to understand that. This is very, very important dictum. And if you see the whole spirituality, the whole life, what is our life, what is our surroundings, it depends on these three things. whole thing is depends upon three things. Soul means our individual, I, myself. Then the world, and then God. These are the three things that we have. So these are the three things we have: soul, myself, world, and God. Everything, our spirituality, our life, our household life, everything depends upon these three things. We don't have anything other than these three things. For spirituality also, we have to understand these three things separately. And to understand these three things separately, we have to understand ourselves first, because our perception about the world depends upon our perception on ourselves. Try to understand. Our perception of God depends upon our perception of ourselves. This is very, we do not or cannot understand this, but this is very important. Our conception, our thought, everything for others depends upon our conception on ourselves. This is very important thing. Let us now go one by one. Sorry. So in spiritual life, there are also three things. One is I, and another is thou, means God, self, whatever you think. So this is the main thing. So we have to understand who am I, and then what is the nature or reality or goal or ideal. We have to achieve thou. So goal or ideal is this. And this connection is way of our practice. This is the whole chart of spirituality. We are the aspirant. We have our present problem. Then we want to achieve this goal. We realize God or realize self. How we can do that? Through practice. This is the practice. So how can we attain that? Through practice. This is the whole chart of everything. Now, I have already mentioned that the concept, the perception of God depends upon perception of ourselves. That is the main thing. Our perception of God depends upon our perception on ourselves. Our perception to the world depends upon our perception on ourselves. So this is the main principle. Now let us see how we can manage, organize this whole thing and queries. How these great people, they did it. See, it is funny. If you understand, it is very interesting. See, they asked 4 questions. Everything, all these questions, they categorized into 4 sections. Beautifully, they categorized in different way. So this is the thing they categorized. Ayurvedic, you know, we have India had a very rich Ayurvedic culture. So these Ayurvedic people, we can see from this point of view, they first diagnose the disease. What is the disease? When a disease comes, they say, what is the cause? What is the cause of disease? Then they think definitely it is curable, and the treatment. So that is the thing. Cause of it, the problem, what is the cause of problem, and the solution of the problem. Exactly in the same way Buddha did. Existence of sorrow, cause of sorrow, cessation of sorrow, and the way out of this cessation. If you go to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you can find the same way Patanjali treated the whole scripture. He termed it Heo, Hetu, and Hanam. The cause, Hetu. He termed it Hetu, Patanjali. The cause of our problem. The thing to be removed, Heo. And means of Ashtanga Yoga is the Hanam. So the way is the Ashtanga Yoga, and then end of suffering is Hanam. Vedanta, see, the Ayurveda, Buddha and Patanjali, they categorized all these questions in 4 categories. Existence, cause of existence, then way to removal of this problem, and removal of problem. So problem removed. So these are the 4 stages. But Vedanta treated it in 3 categories. They said the knower, the knowledge, and the object of knowledge. So 3 things. Ramanuja also treated this in 3 ways: the ideal, the practice, and the realization. So 3 things. What I have already mentioned here, these are the 3 things: the soul, world, and God. And if you go through in other way, I, thou, and the practice. I mentioned that. This is the another way. I, thou, and the practice. So God, me, how can we achieve the God? Through practice, through sadhana. So that's the idea. Now let us understand, because everything depends upon us, our conception about us. Let us try to explain these things. What is I? Then I shall explain these 3 things, and then we shall come to the practice. Let us see. This is the unique definition of soul. What is our personality? Taittiriya Upanishad describes that human personalities are consisting of 5 seeds. We have 5 different levels of mentality, of spirituality, whatever you call it. Each level represents a particular dimension. As for example, provides a physical basis of life. You know, the physical, the last one, the bottom, the last one is the physical. So we live in this physical. Then the vital one, we need vital thing, you know. So our whole personality works out in different levels. We need the physical, we need the vital, we need the mental, and intuitional or intellectual, and then we leave the blissful state of mind also. So all these levels are different personalities. But these levels, just like a box, but these are not empty boxes or stories of a building. Each level is filled with certain characteristics. Each of these level or boxes has its own unique life and its own laws of development. When the light of soul falls on these boxes or these levels, it activates and starts functioning in its own unique way. It is just like a colored glass, you know. If you consider this, each slits are the colored glass, and this light of soul is coming from here. If the light of soul is coming from here and falls on its slits, so when the light it come out according to the color of this glass. So exactly in the same way, when the light of soul is coming out from the physical level, then our behavior, our mood is completely physical. When this light of soul comes out from the vital level, then we will become more energetic, more dynamic. When this light of soul comes out from the mental level, then we will become introvert, we will become little contemplative, and then intuitional. Likewise, when it comes out through a particular level, we behave, human being behaves like this particular way. Our I consciousness is identified with that particular level. We at that time feel that our main objective of life, if the light comes out from the physical level, then we feel that our main objective of life is eating, drinking, and merrymaking. Our thought, our intention, our work, everything at that time manifest the characteristics of that particular level. Similarly, when the light of souls falls on the other level, we behave according to that respective level. Our I consciousness at that time identifies with that particular level. But surprisingly, when the light of our consciousness falls on a particular level, then other levels become completely inactive. In this way, we change from time to time, and our objective, intention, purpose of life changes from time to time. These three levels, the bottom, the below, which are in the below three levels are the lower self or ego. So ego functions through this level, but the top two levels are the higher level. So these are not connected with ego. Ego cannot function here. So what is the function of will here? Will strengthens the focus of soul and makes it stationary, called the center of consciousness. So what happens actually, as I have said, that our consciousness means the light of soul, it travels from different level to level, and our mood, our mentality, it changes from time to time according to that particular level. So we cannot concentrate, so we cannot develop Shraddha or faith, one pointed, focused mind, we cannot develop, because this light of soul falls in different levels and we behave accordingly. That is the cause we cannot do this kind of thing. Most of the time, we are identified with the lower three levels. Each level has several sub-level also. For instance, the mental level, it consists of different sub-levels. As for example, thinking, imagination, sense perception, emotion, all these are different sub-levels, some of which lie wholly submerged in the unconscious, some partly conscious, and some come out on the fully conscious plane. So beginners find that center of eye consciousness or awareness continually moving from different levels, but gradually one understands that it is not the center of consciousness that is moving. So what is the center of consciousness? For spiritual development or to start spiritual life, we must have a fixed consciousness. Why faith is important? It is because you have already understood that the light of soul is falling different levels, and our mood, our personality changes from time to time. We have to understand that this is only the focus of the soul. So we have to fix a particular point in some level, and we have to watch other level from there. As for example, if we fix in the intuitional level and we look other levels from there, then our mood, our personality will not change. Try to understand this. Again, I repeat that as the light of soul is falling in different levels, our mood, our personality, our behavior is changing. If we can hold the light in one particular level, then we will be one pointed and focused. As these below three levels are the lower levels, it is advised that we should fix our light of soul in the intuitional level, which is the Vijnanamaya. So in that particular level, we have to hold that. And to hold our consciousness, the center of consciousness there, our faith and one pointed mental power is required. So will is the strength. Will, what it does, it strengthens the focus of soul and makes it stationary in one particular point, hold it, which is called the center of consciousness. So we must develop a center of consciousness, and faith plays a very important role here. So that is the particular thing. Just take the example. I can give some example. The example, I am explaining this particular thing and you are listening this particular thing. So now you are not thinking anything else. What does it mean? It means the light of your consciousness is just now falling on your intellectual level. So, intellectually, you are trying to understand what I am saying. The light of your soul is not now falling in your physical plane or vital plane or mental plane, because you are very carefully listening to this talk. So all other things is completely dark right now. You are not feeling hungry, you are not feeling any kind of energy, any kind of vital energy, means any kind of dynamism or any kind of emotion right now, because your consciousness is now working through the intuitional plane. Exactly in the same way, if we can hold it in a particular plane, that is called the center of consciousness. In other words, it is called the spiritual heart. We meditate. When we meditate, we have to concentrate on certain point, and always we have to find that point within. We may worship God in a picture, but God lies within. God is not picture. God is something more than picture. God is the real. God is the reality behind that picture. Picture is an aid. Picture is the symbol through which we have to find the reality behind that. The picture representing that reality. But picture is not real. Real is behind that. If you see some picture of your relatives of dear and near, that picture remembers you, help you to remember that somebody is there, some real person is there. Exactly in the same way, behind that picture there is some reality. We worship the picture, but our intention is to worship the reality behind that picture, not that paper sheet, not that printed paper sheet. Our intention is to worship the reality behind that paper sheet. And when we hold that thought permanently, whenever we think that, so that holding of thought is called the center of consciousness, or it is called spiritual heart. So for spirituality, for meditation, why we cannot perform meditation? Because we don't have this spiritual heart. We don't have the center of consciousness. Our consciousness is fluctuating, moving from one level to another level constantly. So that's why we cannot concentrate. Sometimes we are thinking that, sometimes we are thinking that thing. So our level is this. When we sit for meditation, we are thinking what has happened in our workplace. So immediate our mind went to the physical plane. So light of the soul went to the physical plane. And when it went to the physical plane, we thought what happens in different places in our workplace. So like that. That is why we cannot meditate. So for meditation, holding at one particular level is very important. And it is said that the soul of light should be held at the intuitional level. That is the best level where we can hold that. See, here is the flashes. So when light of soul falls here, it flashes like that, and then it becomes activated. So this is the point. This focusing of soul's light is an act of will. Most of our psychological problems come from the wrong focusing. Desires and worries trouble us only when soul's light gets focused at the lower self. Brooding over them strengthens the wrong focusing and makes our problem worst. When the focus is shifted to the higher level by reading some good books, thoughts of God, good selfless work, then the desire and worries of the lower self loses their reality and stop haunting us. This shifting of focus can be done by the exercising will. So why we have tension? Why we are stressed? Because our focus, center of consciousness, is at the wrong level. That's why we are stressed. If we shift that thing, then we will not be stressed. So we are focusing at the wrong level of our personalities, especially the lower three levels. These lower three levels, because it is the function of ego. When the function of ego comes, then the problem starts. So, finding the center of heart or the center of consciousness is the second step of spirituality, and will strengthen this focusing, means Shraddha, faith. It has a tremendous function to hold or to shift the focus in a particular level. So this is very, very important, and this is the second step of spirituality. First is faith, then second is controlling that faith, focusing that faith, activate that faith in a certain level of our personality. So this is very important. Now let us take few questions, okay?
Maharaj, Taposh here, just one question.
Yes.
You can go back to that slide, that 5. The Brittis, they work on all the 5 levels, or am I understanding it wrong?
Yes. What is Britti? Let me explain a little bit, spend 2 lines. What is Britti? Britti is the modification of mind. Any knowledge we have it through Brittis. If Britti is not there, our knowledge is not there. Everything is through knowledge. We are in the first session, we were discussing about emotion. So emotion is knowledge. Some thinkers say that yes, that is also knowledge, because otherwise we do not have experience of that. Whatever we experience through Britti. That is the definition of Britti. So when the light of soul falls in different levels, definitely the outcome, the experience comes through vritti. Whatever we have experience, that comes through vritti. No doubt about that.
Question is, does the reality behind the picture have
Yes.
a form?
That we shall take up in the next session, actually.
Okay.
Exclusively that part we shall take up next session.
Another question. This question is from Ria. You said one's attitude of God depends on one's definition of oneself.
Right.
Can you explain this?
Yes, we shall explain this. We shall take up actually one after another to this. As for example, if I think that I am a limited individual, this concept on myself automatically detach me from the infinite universe, from the God itself. So immediate the concept of God becomes the God is different from me. As a result, we have to follow the Bhakti Yoga. But who have this concept that I am infinite, I am not the limited body, I am the self, the soul, infinite spirit. Immediately our concept is that God is also not limited, God is also not different from us, we are the part of God. So see, the concept of ourself depends upon the concept of God or the concept of world or the concept of the absolute.
Next question. What does focus on a particular level mean? Does focus depend only on thinking about certain topics?
No. Focus on a certain level means that level is activated. As for example, few people are severely worldly. They don't want to think that there is something beyond this worldly life. They don't want to think that there is some reality, some life beyond this worldly life. So it means their conscious level is always in the physical level. So their consciousness sticks in the physical level. So they do not go beyond that. But there are some people, sometimes they are very serious, sometimes they are contemplative, sometimes they are extrovert, they do some things. So this kind of people, they experience that light of soul falls in different levels at different times. So these are the different situations when the light of consciousness means not physical light of consciousness, when consciousness connected with this level, then that level is activated and our behavior, our thought, just like that particular level. So that it means that. Just you think in this way, each level is different color glass. And soul, the light of consciousness is a light, white light. The white light, if falls to the red glass, the light come out as a red. Similarly, the soul, when this consciousness is identified with particular level, then we believe we behave like that particular level, because each level has its own characteristics. It is connected with it opens with the world in its own way. So our relation with the world is just like physical if the consciousness is connected with the physical level.
Are there any practical examples of how we can remain with the higher self in every experience?
It is example is how you can do that. That is the function of will. That is the spiritual practice. How we can hold our consciousness to the intuitional level, higher level. That means that is the first step. That is what I am saying. Faith works there effectively. So why first faith? Because for faith, the strength, the one-pointedness, that helps us to hold our consciousness to that particular plane. That is the practice. And if we cannot hold our center of consciousness or spiritual heart, we can develop this kind of thing, then our spiritual life will not start properly. So that is the spiritual heart or center of consciousness. It is not physical thing. It is a kind of feeling. It is a kind of awareness that we are aware that something we are holding, something is there within. We have to hold something. It is a kind of feeling, kind of awareness that we have to develop. That is called spiritual heart. Or if you meditate, what you are doing, you must have some holding. Otherwise, your mind will fly here and there. You have to hold something within when you are meditating. When you are thinking very serious thought, something happened and you are very much worried about that particular thing. So always throughout your day, you are working, you are eating, but throughout your day, you are holding that thought. That means your center of consciousness in those days of trouble, your center of consciousness is just holding a certain level of your personality. So always you are thinking that, always you are in that thought. So that is the practical example. Similarly, we have to hold our thought in a particular plane, not worries and anxieties, but some divine thought, some spiritual thought we hold there always. It is not thought, but it is a sensation. It is an awareness. It is a feeling.
Can we focus on day-to-day activities and achieve one-pointedness?
No, it is because definitely we can attain one-pointedness, but it is not spiritual, because our day-to-day activities, you can easily understand that our day-to-day activities is connected with which plane? Can you please tell me that? Which level of personality?
So day-to-day activities typically goes into the physical level, or
Exactly. It is connected with physical activity. So when our center of consciousness will be in the physical level of activities, then it behaves like a physical level. We concentrate it on the physical level. We hold it on this physical level, but our behavior, our mood, our activity will be just like a physical level activity, which is not divine, which is not spiritual.
question is, what is the level of intuition, Vijnanamaya?
Yeah, it is the higher level. It is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is actually very closer to our spirit.
And how can we strongly locate ourselves there? How can we embed there itself?
No, that is the spiritual sadhana, that is the spiritual practice. We shall go one after that. Right now we have to understand that yes, this is the function. In this session, we have to understand, yes, this is the mechanism.
Okay, so
First we have learned that will is necessary, the mental strength is necessary, because otherwise we cannot hold this. Second, we have learned that yes, there are different levels, and we have to hold something which is called, by this mental power and this light of consciousness of center of heart, we have to hold at some plane. And which is the plane? That is the intuitional plane. That plane we have to hold our center of consciousness. This is the second session. We have learned this. And then the question will come, how we can hold this? What will get this? After that, all this question will come. But for the time being, yes, we must develop that focused power to hold something and to hold it in the intuitional level, Vijnanamaya Kosha.
there's one question, not sure if this is a complete question, but I don't know, you can make any sense. Is red light from filtered Chidabhasa and white light Kutastha?
Well, first of all, Kutastha means the stationary. Kuta means stationary. Kutastha means stationary. It is not moving. It is not dynamic. Chidabhasa has some meaning with spirituality. Chidabhasa, yeah, Chidabhasa is definitely the higher kind of higher level. And I think this Chidabhasa comes, it is the reflection of Brahman, reflection of self, which is called Chidabhasa. So Chidabhasa is the reflection of self. When you are in the very higher level, at that time, you have the experience of what that kind, some kind of experience, abhasa, chid abhasa. Chid means the consciousness. Abhasa means the reflection. Abhasa means the idea, the glow. So you will have some glow, some idea of chida, that consciousness. That is called the chidabhasa state. That is the very high level state. And kutastha means you are stationary. That is the idea of kutastha. Now you can relate the red glass or white glass. So Chidabhasa is definitely a glass, but it is a very, very transparent glass, because you have some idea of Chida, you have some idea of consciousness at that time. It is not directly, it is not fully, but yes, some kind of abhasa, some kind of flavor you can find of that time. That is a transparent, definitely. But the more grosser, more opaque. You can understand in this way.
Am I practicing spirituality when I have Shraddha and point my focus on one point?
No. If you have Shraddha, Shraddha is the focus, okay? Shraddha, you have the tremendous focus, unflinching focus. So if you focus, you have developed Shraddha. And then definitely the Shraddha is also connected with some good thing. It is not connected with the bad thing. So if you connect that, we shall come in the after session. So other sessions. So if you connected your focus in the physical level or vital level or mental level, then it will be intensified, but it is not divine. Do you understand what I am saying? If you concentrate well, that is your quality. Definitely you can concentrate well, but that doesn't mean that you are divine. You have to focus it on the divinity. The mere concentration is not the goal. The goal is you have to realize the absolute. So that's why it is said meditation is not the goal. Meditation is the means. By meditation, you have to reach the goal. So mere concentration is not the goal. To realize the reality is the goal.
Why is it that by default we dwell on the lower sheets?
It is the characteristics, it is the characteristics. In Viveka Chudamani, that great example, verse number 45, it is said that a tennis ball, if you release a tennis ball from the top of the staircase, it will fall, and randomly it will fall in different places. The water, if you release from the high altitude, it will go to the lower altitude. It is the characteristics of the water. It is the characteristics of everything. So similarly, it is the characteristics of our mind, that if you release it freely, it will drop down to the lower level. It is characteristics. There is no why. It is the characteristics of our mind. Because we are limited. We always think limited. We always think we are body. We are covered by desire and all these things. That is why our mind is always going there. And we are born like that,
Question is, if I am working on a worldly problem, example, a math problem, is the consciousness on mental or on institutional level?
No, mental, definitely mental.
You explained what is meant by physical level. Can you please explain what is meant by the Vijnanamaya level?
Yeah. In Taittiriya Upanishad, actually, a whole this function is dealt in Taittiriya Upanishad. It is, what I am saying is based on the scripture. So whole these things is dealt in Taittiriya Upanishad. And from Annamaya Kosha to Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha, everything has been given there. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is very finer and finer. So it is very closer to our consciousness. So that's why, finer and finer level, from grosser to finer level. Exactly. If you think that the Abraham Maslow's the hierarchy need, that picture, that model, hierarchy need model, you will find very similar to this, the basic need. So those are the basic need. So then there is the vital, little bit finer, mental. Then there is a mental, more finer. And there is a Vijnanamaya. So it is finer most. So more subtler, more finer. So Vijnanamaya course is very finer level. It is very closer to our transcendental experience. Very closer to that. So that's why we have to go there. Why we do meditation? What is the meditation? Meditation is the function of mind. So it is a mental thing. Few people starts from pranayama. So what is the pranayama? Pranayama is the vital level. Pranayama is the vital level. So they start from the vital level. They try to control, they try to fix it on the vital level. Pranayama. So from pranayama, they go to the meditation level. If you go to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra Ashtanga Yoga, you can find exactly in the same way, step by step it is given. Asana, pranayama, then dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So dharana, dhyana, samadhi comes after the dharana is the mental level. Then comes dhyana. So in this way, people are trying to concentrate, hold the center of consciousness at different level. So Vijnana Maya Kosha is the very higher level, which is very closer to our consciousness.
How path of service takes consciousness to higher level?
Pardon?
How path of service,
How path of service means? What path of service?
karma yoga, for example,
Huh.
take consciousness to
No. We shall take up this afterwards. This is not the question of this session.
how divine grace.
This session is not how. This session is what.
So there's the next another question is also a how of a question. How divine grace works upon a seeker in spiritual pursuit.
So we shall take up all these questions. Please collect these questions and keep it. So we shall take up all these questions at the end of the seminar tomorrow, last session. Please keep all these questions because I am sure that almost all the questions will be answered throughout these sessions. So this session is for only this our center of consciousness moves from one level to another level and it behaves like that. And that is why our concept about world, our concept about God depends upon our concept about ourselves. So these are the two things, two takes from this session.
Couple more questions.
Specifically this, because we have time over, but specifically one or two questions, very specific.
This question from a clarificatory question from Meena Adya. So your answer to my question was not very clear to me. I got the idea that path of spirituality is faith and meditation, and the final goal is samadhi.
Path, I have not explained anything about path right now. I haven't said a single word about path or practice about till now.
The next question. Can you please elaborate on where we should place our faith and will when we engage with the world? How should one understand these concepts at the practical level?
Which one? It is very simple, you know. I do not I did not say anything complicated. It is very simple. A student, if he or she wants to study in the examination, he must have one pointed motivation, one pointed devotion, one pointed concentration. That is faith. If you want to complete a project, you must have one pointed concentration, one pointed devotion, one pointed dedication, everything. So that is faith. Faith is not connected only with spirituality. Faith is connected with everything throughout our every walks of our life. So this is faith, simple. It has no connection with anything other thing. This motivation, this strength of mind, this courage, Shraddha gives us. This is necessary for spirituality. That is the quality we have to develop for anything, for any works we do, any work we do in our worldly life or spiritual life. So this is one part. The second part is the soul, the light of soul works in this way. That's all. Now I shall come the third part. I haven't concluded anything till now. I am just presenting you the mechanism, the function.